So when we've been learning about reading, right? And when we read, it's important to read with expression, right? And we use punctuation to help us with that. If it's an exclamation point, we know to read more excitedly, right? Yes? Yes? Okay. So we're going to practice that, but in a different way. Because sometimes when we're reading, it's good to read as characters. So we can hear voices in our head, or we can act it out in our head. And then it kind of looks like a movie that's playing in our head, and it can help us to understand the book a little bit better. Okay? So we're going to read Bear Snores On by Karma Wilson and Jane Chapman. In a cave in the woods, in his deep dark lair, through the long cold winter, sleeps a great brown bear. Cuddled in a heap with his eyes shut tight, he sleeps through the day, he sleeps through the night. The cold winds howl and the night sounds growl, but the bear snores on. Now here's a good spot where I can stop and think about how I think the mouse in the story might sound and act. So it says, an itty bitty mouse, pitter pat tiptoe, crawls in the cave from the fluff cold snow. Mouse squeaks, too damp, too dank, too dark. So he lights the twigs with a small hot spark. The coals pip pop and the wind doesn't stop, but Bear snores on. Two glowing eyes sneak peek in the din. Mouse cries, who's there? And a hare hops in. Ho, Mouse, says the hare, long time no see. So they pop white corn and they brew black tea. Mouse sips with a slurp, huge. Hare burps, big burps. Bear snores on. A badger scuttles by, sniff snuffs in the air. I smell yummy yums, perhaps we can share. I've brought honey nuts, Badger says with a grin. Let's divvy them up, cozy down and dig in. And they nibble and they munch and they chew, chomp, crunch. But the bear snores on. A gopher and a mole tunnel up through the floor, then a wren and a raven flutter in through the door. Mole mutters, what a night, what a storm, twitters wren, and everybody clutters in the great bear's den. They tweet and they titter, they chat and they chitter, but the bear snores on. In a cave in the woods, a slumbering bear sleeps through the party in his very own lair. Hare stokes the fire, mouse seasons stew, then a small pepper flake makes the bear sneeze. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to get with your group, and you're going to act out this scene. How do you think the bear would talk in this part? So here's the words. Class.
Yes.
Eyes on me for a second. Yes. Ra-chew, he blows and he sneezes and the whole crowd freezes. Okay? So you're going to tell me, you're going to talk in your group. Kellen. You're going to talk in... You're going to talk in your group about how you think the bear would sound if he wakes up and he sneezes, and then what the animals would do when they see that. So
Okay,
talk
guys.
quickly for a minute.
I think he would sound like he would scare them. And they'll go catch him. Wait, tell us.
Okay, class.
Yes.
Eyes on me. Okay, I'm going to pick one stick, and you're going to tell me how your group would act it out. Stand up and do it. Bryn, stand up. How would the bear sneeze? Would it be like this? Ra-chew. Show me, just tell me. You don't have to stand up. How would the bear sneeze? Okay, do it. All of you. Good job. Ra-chew. He blows and he sneezes and the whole crowd freezes. Stop moving. And the bear wakes up. Bear gnarls and he snarls. Bear roars and he rumbles. Bear jumps and he stomps. Bear growls and he grumbles. You snuck in my lair and you've all had fun, but me, I was sleeping and I've had none. And he whimpers and he moans, he wails and he groans, and the bear blubbers on. Was that as exciting? No. Okay, I want you guys to show me how that should be read. You've snuck in my lair and you've all had fun, but me, I was sleeping and I've had none. And he whimpers and he moans, he wails and he groans, and the bear blubbers on. So talk with your groups.
Okay, guys. I think he's crying.
All right, class.
Yes.
Class.
Yes.
Classity class.
Yes.
Eyes on me, please. Thank you. How would the bear sound? Isaac's group. How would the bear sound? All of you guys, how do you think he would sound?
I think he would sound like this. You've all snuck in my lair, and you've all had fun.
But me?
But me, I was sleeping, and I've had none.
Right? So is he happy right now?
No.
So when we read it with a sad voice, right? And okay, class. Eyes on me. Xander, eyes on me, please. Thank you. And he whispers and he moans, he wails and he groans, and the bear blubbers on. Mouse squeaks. Don't fret, don't fuss, look, see. We can pop more corn, we can brew more tea. If I was just reading it to you. Mouse squeaks, don't fret, don't fuss, look, see. We can pop more corn, we can brew more tea. Is that as much fun?
No.
How would the mouse sound?
Really low
What do you think? How would the mouse sound? Quincy, do you want to read it like the mouse? No? Kensley, how would the mouse sound? So read it for me. You want to read it together? Kellen. Mouse squeaks. Don't fret. Don't fuss. Look, see. We can pop more corn. We can brew more tea. Good job. Bear gulps and gobbles. He sighs with delight, and he spins tall tales through the blustery night. When the sun peeks up on a crisp, clear dawn, Bear can't sleep. But his friends, what? Snore on. So snore.
The animals.
All right. So when we read, class.
Yes.
When we read, even if we're reading to ourselves, we can do that in our heads. We can make voices for our characters. We can picture, we can visualize how they might be acting and create the movie in our head. And that can help us to remember specific things about the story. Okay? So like I could read a book, and if I just read it very fast, I may not fully understand what's happening. But if I slow down and if I make voices or I try to picture what's happening in my head, that will help me remember the important details of a book. Does that make sense? Do we understand?
Yes.
Thumbs up if you understand. Thumbs down if not. Thumbs up if you like making voices for animals.
I do.